All right, let's talk about a danger to your money that you probably don't think about nearly enough. We all worry about the obvious stuff, right? Stock market crashes, somebody stealing our wallet. But what about a threat you can't even see? Well, that's what we're digging into today. We're talking about inflation, which is basically an invisible thief, and it's always trying to get its hands on your savings.
So, meet Nam. You can think of Nam as our gut instinct about money. And right now, his gut is screaming that the absolute safest place for his cash is buried in a jar in the backyard. I mean, it makes sense, right? He thinks he's outsmarted everyone. No bank failures, no market volatility. If you can hold it in your hands, it must be safe. A lot of us feel that way. But then, a voice of pure logic cuts through the noise with a pretty chilling warning. It might be safe from the banks, sure, but it is not safe from the ghost. And right there, we know that there's a huge piece of the puzzle that Norm is totally missing. And just like that, Nom's whole sense of security is just gone. He's panicking, he's confused, he's looking around for some kind of enemy he can't see. And really, his reaction raises the exact question we're here to answer. What in the world is this invisible ghost that can get your money even when it's buried under a tree? Well, that ghost has a name, and it's called inflation. Now, here's the textbook definition, but all it really means is that over time, stuff gets more expensive. And if stuff gets more expensive, it means every single dollar you have buys a little bit less. So the real issue isn't how many dollars you've got, it's what those dollars can actually get you. That's your purchasing power. Honestly, the best way to think about inflation is exactly like we said before. It's an invisible thief. It's this silent force that is constantly nibbling away at the value, the purchasing power of every dollar you have. You don't see it happening day to day, but you definitely feel it every time you go to buy groceries or fill up your car. And if you want to see this thief's handiwork, look no further than this. Back in the 1950s, a burger cost about 20 cents. You could buy 5 of them for a single dollar. Today, that same exact burger, it's going to cost you about $5. The burger didn't get 25 times better. The value of the money we use to buy it has just fallen off a cliff. And this is that aha moment for Nam. He gets it now, and he's horrified. The ghost isn't literally eating the paper bills in his jar, it's eating what those bills can do. It's devouring his purchasing power. So the money he thought was 100% safe is actually getting weaker and weaker every single day. Okay, so this all sounds kind of bleak, doesn't it? It naturally leads us to the most important question of all. How are you supposed to fight back against an invisible thief? How do you protect your money from something that's just part of how the economy works? And the strategy, believe it or not, is actually pretty simple. You can't stop the ghost, but you can outrun it. What that means is your money can't just sit still. It needs to be moving, growing, and gaining value faster than inflation is stealing it. You've got to stay one step ahead of the thief. It all boils down to this one simple, powerful formula. The growth of your money has to be greater than the rate of inflation. Think about it. If inflation is eating away at your money's value by, say, 3% every year, then your money needs to be growing by more than 3% just to break even. To actually get ahead, it needs to grow even faster. So you really have 2 paths you can take here. Path number 1, you do nothing. You leave your cash idle, buried in that jar, where it's basically a sitting duck for inflation. Or there's path number 2. You put that money to work. You find a way for it to grow, to get stronger, and to outpace that ghost. Let's just break down the numbers really quick. Historically, inflation eats away about 3% of your money's value every single year. That's the red column. Your idle cash just loses value. But by investing, say, in things that track the broad stock market, you can aim for returns that are way higher, historically somewhere in that 7 to 10% range. So by investing, you're not just fighting back, you're basically putting your money on a treadmill that's moving way faster than the one inflation has you on. And that brings us to the final, most critical lesson here. If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. In a world where inflation is always a factor, idle money is losing money. Or you could even say it's dead money. Being safe with your finances isn't just about preventing theft, it's about making sure your money doesn't slowly wither away to nothing. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about for yourself. Is your money running, or is it just sitting there getting eaten?